India is the world's largest democracy, a rising global power and a key player in international politics. But its foreign policy faces several serious challenges. First, India often maintains strategic ambiguity, trying to balance relationships with the US, Russia, China, and others at the same time. While this is meant to preserve autonomy, it sometimes comes across as indecisive. Second, India is often reactive rather than proactive. Whether it's a border clash with China or instability in neighboring countries, India tends to respond to crises after they unfold, rather than shaping events in advance. Third, relations with neighboring countries remain strained. Despite the neighborhood-first policy, tensions with Pakistan, border disputes with China, and increasing Chinese influence in countries like Nepal, Sri Lanka, and the Maldives have weakened India's regional standing. Fourth, India's approach to China lacks coherence. Even after deadly border clashes, trade with China continues to grow. This sends mixed signals: security tensions on one hand and economic engagement on the other. Fifth, economic diplomacy is a weak point. India chose not to join the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCE, missing an opportunity to build economic influence in the Asia-Pacific region and counterbalance China. Sixth, foreign policy is too centralized around the Prime Minister's office. India lacks a strong institutional framework for long-term diplomacy. There are also too few experienced career diplomats compared to major global powers. Seventh, ties with the Islamic world are inconsistent. While India has strong economic relations with countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, political issues, especially over Kashmir and minority rights, have caused friction with the broader Muslim world and organizations like the OIC. Eighth, India heavily relies on soft power and the global Indian diaspora, but domestic issues like religious tensions sometimes damage its international image and strain ties with countries like Canada and the United Kingdom. Ninth, personal diplomacy plays an outsized role. Prime Minister Modi's strong relationships with world leaders are visible, but this model doesn't always produce lasting policy results. Finally, India often struggles with strategic communication. It doesn't always clearly articulate its foreign policy goals or global vision, making it harder to build alliances or influence international opinion. In summary, India's foreign policy is pragmatic and flexible, but to become a true global leader, it needs a bolder strategy, stronger institutions, clearer messaging, and more consistent regional engagement. The world is watching, and India's foreign policy choices will shape not just its own future, but the future of global power dynamics.